In 1966, investigators uncovered a gruesome scene behind a Rockford home. Shards of human bones were found in a 55-gallon drum someone used as a makeshift cremation furnace.
And the pieces were big enough they could tell that it came from a young adolescent child.
Knowing the charred bones belonged to a child, detectives realized they likely found what was left of an 11-year-old Rockford girl who went missing a few months earlier.
On December 20th, 1965, little Susan Brady and her best friend went to her best friend Celia's house.
Cecilia and Susan were classmates and decided to play together after school at Cecilia's home on Irving Avenue.
They went to school at St. Patrick's Catholic school there on School Street. And they walked to the little girl's house and they hung out for a few hours.
After that, Cecilia walked Susan part of the way toward her home, which was located on nearby North Day Avenue. The girls separated after a few minutes, but Susan never made it home. When her parents still hadn't found her by bedtime, they called police. The search for Susan Brady was on.
And then it led to more and more as the days passed.
The search for Susan Brady started here among members of St. Patrick Catholic Church where her family attended. Before long, however, residents from throughout Rockford joined the effort to find the missing 11-year-old.
There were hundreds of people that were eventually searching for this little girl in that area, and they had airplanes flying overhead, people out calling her name, walking through different parks.
But there was no sign of Susan Brady, and things started looking very bleak for her mother, Norma, and father, James, who was a reporter for a local newspaper.
After the Christmas season, the Bradys said that they left their Christmas tree up because they wanted to have their Christmas with Susan when she returned.
Then came a major break. As news started to spread about the disappearance, several young girls who walked home in Susan's neighborhood told police they had been approached by a man in a green Cadillac around the time she vanished. He offers to give them a ride, but they decline.
And it really creeped him out because after they said no, they would start walking, and then he would follow them very slowly in his car.
Investigators get another break when they learn that a Rockford man who sold a green 1961 Cadillac quit his job and left town right after Susan went missing.
They followed him and found out he was now staying in San Diego.
That man was 25-year-old landscaper and factory worker Russell Charles Dewey.
His mother lived out there, so he went out there to visit her.
Police then learned that at the time of Susan's disappearance, Dewey was staying at his grandparents' home on West State Street in Rockford. As the investigation ramps up, detectives make a trip to the far west side property to speak with the owners. Nobody is home, but there, behind the house, they locate a burn barrel containing what the FBI later identifies as human bones.
And somehow Russell Dewey, who was staying in California with his mother, got word. So he went and told his mother.
What he shares with his mother doesn't exactly track with what is being uncovered by police.
He goes to his mother and said that he had hit a girl with his car.
Dewey turned himself into police on Valentine's Day, 1966. He claims that after accidentally hitting Susan with his Cadillac near St. Patrick Church, he scooped her up and headed toward Rockford Memorial Hospital, but the little girl died on the way. Scared because he didn't have car insurance, he decides to cremate Susan behind his grandparents' house.
And he burned her all that night and the next day.
Susan Brady lived just steps from where she attended school and just a couple of blocks from where she was abducted.
And for them to go through this, I think it broke everybody's heart.
And if burning the body of an 11-year-old girl in a 55-gallon drum isn't horrific enough, detectives find more evidence that shows Susan Brady died a very ghastly and very violent death.
They had found a sledgehammer with blood and hair on it, and they think that's what he used.
At trial, Prosecutors told the jury that Russell Dewey had been hunting for young girls near St. Patrick Church and School, hoping to lure them into his car. The panel of 3 men and 3 women heard how he kidnapped Susan near the corner of School Street and Albert Avenue and brutally killed her. It took jurors only 47 minutes to find Dewey guilty. However, in 1987,
he was released from prison, and Rockford was devastated.
Russell Dewey moved to Arkansas after his release. He died in 2009. Reporting in Rockford, Jim Haggerty, Eyewitness News.